Yo, it's the kid, So, when I hearing now about your boy Antoine Griezmann, so Griezmann apparently he wants to leave Atletico Madrid this summer. Now let's just rewind the tape back a bit and look back to I think it was last season or summer where Barcelona were looking to get Antoine Griezmann, and Griezmann said no. I refuse. And Griezmann's reasoning wasn't because, okay, I want to be loyal to Atletico Madrid. That was part of it. But the main reason in which he wanted to, he rejected Barcelona was he didn't want to be Lionel Messi's side piece. He didn't want to be Lionel Messi's side piece because he saw what happened to Neymar and everything. And he saw Neymar moving to PSG because he didn't want to remain being the side piece. But I think right now he's sort of backtracked that. And now he just feels, in light of how Atletico Madrid got taken out of the Champions League, that maybe this is a time for him to prove himself. And that is the key thing. Because Griezmann, he came out and said that he believes that he should be amongst the top 3 best players in the world. And he feels that he should be in the same conversation as Messi and Cristiano. I think that is crazy. That is madness. But let's play the game then. So if you believe you should be in the same category as your boy, what's his face? If you're in the same category as your boy Messi and Cristiano, you have to lead your team to league titles. You've got to lead your team to Champions League titles. And the only way to do that in what is a very competitive market of modern football is you have to play for Barcelona, got to play for Juventus, got to play for Bayern Munich, got to play for Real Madrid. These are the boys who will put you in that situation based on the teams and the squads they have. Because no matter how good your manager is or how hard your team works, it still comes down to what is the quality of your team, what is the talent of your team. More times than not, Barcelona will beat Atletico. More times than not, Real Madrid will beat Atletico. More times than not, Juventus will beat Atletico. So it just seems as if this summer he's going to leave. So the question now is, does he go to Barcelona? Does he go to Juventus? Do we see him at Real Madrid pop up possibly? I mean, moving over to the rivals. Does he go to Bayern Munich? So let's just look at the Barcelona situation right now. See, you see, let's say I have to catch myself because my first thought was, do Barcelona actually need him? That was my first thought was, but do Barcelona actually need him? And at first I was like, I don't think they do. Then I said to myself that Coutinho has struggled. And that's pretty much it. Coutinho has struggled, and I feel Coutinho is a bust. And that role that Coutinho plays, that is where Griezmann can perfectly slot in. He can be the man, he can be the third cog. Because I mean it is difficult because if you're thinking about Barcelona, so you've got, it's weird. It is really weird because Messi is sort of the playmaker. And you've got the Us and you've got the Cannibal. And Coutinho is really the attacking midfield, the guy who breaks in from midfield. Griezmann isn't really the guy that breaks in from midfield. But when you just look at how Barcelona and how they set up and how their players are, I feel that Griezmann could take that Coutinho role and be the man that really breaks from midfield. And for me, Griezmann would fit in very well into Barcelona's setup. I mean, the way that in which he plays, he moves around with the ball, his balance on the ball, I think that would work very well with the way in which Barcelona play. So he would fit in. Now, the question is, would he do better than Coutinho? I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, for me, the way I view Coutinho is similar to Griezmann, although I maybe have a bit more respect for Griezmann based on what he's done and achieved. But I view them similarly, which is that these are talented players. I will never take away that these are talented players, but I do think that they are overrated. And I do think that people think that they are a lot better than they actually truly are. I don't think they're as good as people think they are. So, in that sense, you see, for Barcelona, do you go for Griezmann? Yes, you would. I say you would because I think Coutinho is a bust, and that is a very good addition to have. And I believe that there's more of a chance of Griezmann being a success for Barcelona and their setup than sticking with Coutinho. And I think if you're Griezmann, you're trying to make that move. You look at Juventus, I think he would work well at Juventus as well, because I think similar kind of situation. Again, Dybala, we're not hearing that he now wants to leave. It seems like if he has now fallen out of favor with Allegri. I think it was huge that Bernardeschi played that huge game and not Dybala, and even big that Bernardeschi actually played well. So, as far as a playmaker, a creator, maybe Griezmann fills that role and that hole a lot better than your boy Dybala would. So I think Juventus is another interesting one. Bayern Munich as well. But I think with Bayern Munich, it depends what is Kovac building. Bayern Munich, similar to Real Madrid, they have to revamp their entire squad. They've got to revamp their entire squad. So I just do not know what Kovac is trying to build. Is he trying to build a team that counterattacks in the sense of Griezmann, or is he building a team that's going to focus much more on the attacking wide men? Again, that's all down to Kovac. If he's building a team that is a counter-attack that's built from the center and utilizes Griezmann as a guy that can launch counter-attacks, I think that could be pretty interesting. See, Real Madrid is the thing. I don't think Griezmann would do that, because even if Griezmann wants to leave Atletico, I don't think he would do that to Atletico, i.e. leave them for a rival. I don't think he would do that. But even if he did it, I believe that Real Madrid's priority is Hazard. If they get Hazard, there's no space for Griezmann, because you've got Hazard, you've got Isco there, and potentially even Eriksen. There is no space for Griezmann. All those guys pretty much play a similar role to what Griezmann has. So when we just take everything into account, the two clubs I feel that are most likely are Juventus and Barcelona. And I think if you're Griezmann and you look at those two, it has to be Barcelona. And I think for Griezmann, I think what he has learned, and I hope he has learned this, is you're not top 3 in the world. All because you won the World Cup and you were important part of the team winning the World Cup. You're not top 3 in the world. And you weren't the reason why France won that World Cup. You were not the sole reason. So what he would have learned is you're not Batman. You're Robin. You're the second fiddle. You're the co-pilot. You're not the main pilot. You're the co-pilot. You are there to help the superstar. You're not the superstar. You can't carry a team. You're there to... And it may seem harsh. It may seem a thing, but I'm sorry, guys. It's just the reality. Griezmann is not a superstar. He's not an alpha. He's a beta. So when you go to Barcelona, you do have to play under Messi. See, Neymar, as much as it pisses me off that he got himself intentionally injured, because I still feel he got himself intentionally injured. Look, that's just for a separate thing, okay? So, but Neymar is an alpha. He's a main man. He's a superstar. So it didn't work for him playing so long under Messi as his sideman. But for Griezmann, Griezmann is a great sideman. Great sideman. He's a great co-pilot, an amazing co-pilot. You cannot build a team around Griezmann. You can't. He's not a guy that can take the game by the scruff of the neck and win the game. That's just not his game. He doesn't have the ability to do that. He doesn't have the mentality, the psychology to do that. Very few players have both the ability and the mentality to be the alpha and the superstars of their team. So I think with Griezmann moving to Barcelona, I think that would be great. Because I just feel that as far as carrying the ball, working well with Messi, understanding the one-touch passing system, understanding the intricate system of moving the ball around and fashioning chances through quick passes, I think he would fit that really great. Because I think with Griezmann, because people will say, like, okay, would be fearful of him fitting in because of how drastically different the Atletico and the France system is to the Barcelona system. But for me, that even if that may be true, I look at the characteristic of the player and the way in which the player plays. And from always looking at Griezmann, I've always said he would be a great addition. Keyword there. What was the word? He would be a great addition to Barcelona. You don't, like, if let's say Barcelona sold Messi and they say, okay, now Messi's replacement is Griezmann, I'm like, nah, you're sniffing and you're smoking glue. That cannot be your replacement. But if you're telling me that, no, he is here to be an addition, to improve our team, which is what Coutinho was. Coutinho wasn't a star, but he had to be an addition. I think that would be great. So, But where Atletico Madrid are concerned, I believe Godin is going to Inter Milan. I believe that deal is still happening. If they lose Antoine Griezmann, and I'm even hearing that Saul might be going to Man City as well. So this could be a monumental summer for Atletico. This could be a game-changing summer for Atletico. So, because if they lose Godin, Saul, and Griezmann, that's it. I mean, that is it. That Atletico, as we know, as a competitive force in Europe, are gone. Zilch, they're gone. And I mean, Griezmann would be a humongous miss. Godin would be a massive miss. That is your defense. But Griezmann, so you're missing your best defender and your best attacker. It's over. It's over. And Atletico, based on their funds and their pull and their stature, will not be able to get a replacement for Griezmann. It will be impossible. So once he leaves, they'll be screwed. They'll be totally screwed. So yeah, man, I mean, we'll be monitoring it here on the Football Hot to see whether it goes through. But yeah, Griezmann, humble pie. It's humble pie. And I always say to people, be realistic of who you are as a player. Don't overestimate yourself. Don't oversell yourself. Take a step back, be objective and say, who am I really as a player? How good am I really? And then things will be good for you in the future. Thanks for watching the video. Now think about becoming a Football Hot patron by pledging an amount each month and then gain access to exclusive content only on the Football Hot patron page. Peace. Head over to the official site at halffootballhot.com or just click over here.